The only station committed to covering Colorado first. In November of 1985, a man in a ski mask broke into a home, forced a husband to tie up his wife and taped her mouth shut, and then shot that husband to death.
It is a murder with enough dramatics. It was featured on the TV show Unsolved Mysteries, but tonight, a finale. Michael Jefferson convicted and sentenced to 32 years in prison for the murder of Roger Dean.
This is a case your reporters and your investigators have been following closely for the last 40 years.
Tonight, your reporter Olivia Young heard from the victim's daughter. She says her father's killer has never taken accountability.
I have been sitting behind him for almost 4 years, and his expression is exactly what it was the entire time today. He just seems emotionless. He doesn't take any accountability. He doesn't seem like he cares. He could have really done a lot for me, and I think a lot for himself, if he would have just talked a little bit about why he did what he did and offered an apology at least, or a recognition. Anything at all would have been helpful. I have no respect for the person at all.
It took decades of advancements in DNA technology for detectives to link that suspect with a ski mask and backpack left at the scene. Meanwhile, your investigator Brian Moss digging into why the killer didn't get more time behind bars.
Did you think that your father's killer would ever actually be caught?
I never gave up hope.
Her father was Roger Dean, gunned down in his Lone Tree home in 1985. For his daughter, Tamara Harney, that moment has been frozen for 40 years.
I remember it like it was yesterday. When I answered the phone, all she said was, "Tam, come home now," and she hung up on me. And I just instantly knew that something horrible had happened.
A masked gunman came into the family home and killed her father. Roger Dean was a food broker, a Broncos lover, a father who left an impression.
When you needed comfort, he was the heart I went to.
So you were always thinking about who killed my dad?
Always.
But the killer got away, and the murder was unsolved for decades, until DNA matching led police to arrest Michael Jefferson. The cops and Tamara had their man.
I was speechless. I couldn't believe it actually happened.
Tamara figured based on the DNA link, this would be an open and shut case, and Michael Jefferson would spend the rest of his life in prison.
It was never a question. Life without parole. This guy would be convicted. They had his DNA. We knew the connection between him and my dad. There was never a doubt in my mind that it would be life without parole.
But then this. In 2023, the Colorado Bureau of Investigation said its top DNA scientist, Missy Woods, had cut corners and tampered with DNA testing results. Prosecutors in the Jefferson case feared they could lose at trial due to that DNA controversy. So rather than risk it, they agreed to a plea bargain with Jefferson, 16 to 32 years max, that Tamara Harney agreed to reluctantly.
I don't understand why she did what she did, because it doesn't affect her like it affects all of the victims and the victims' families.
Under today's sentencing decision, with good time and other considerations, Jefferson could see daylight again and be a free man, thanks to the DNA scandal. Tamara Harney is hoping for a different ending.
Hopefully, sounds callous, he will die in prison, because in my opinion, he deserves to. He doesn't deserve to walk around free anymore. He's taken too much.
I'm Brian Moss, covering Colorado First.